one missile has so far caused 2 serious injuries.
In case there's a red alert, we have 15 seconds to protect ourselves, and so they have trained us within 15 seconds to get out of our van and lie down with our hands over our head.
In the protective edge, this campaign. So that's how we transfer them with help from soldiers from the army. He was brought here, and after resuscitation, which was not easy, he stayed alive. Rocket was hit in his chest and in his legs. Really appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was extraordinary to come here and to see a facility that is serving a need for the citizens on a day-to-day basis, and then the extraordinary measures to which they are reaching under extraordinary times, not only for treating the Israelis but some of the wounded citizens of Gaza. It is just and treating them in an equal fashion with great humanity and dignity.
As representing Baltimore Jewish community, this is our partnership in Ashkelon. Having been here at the Barzilai Medical Center on numerous occasions, I am filled with pride and partnership, knowing that we here in Ashkelon are doing what is necessary.
His wife called him and told him that the kid was very seriously injured here in Ashkelon. All the way back was very difficult, not knowing exactly what happens, but listening in the radio.
From his mishpacha, from his family, from America and from Canada, we wish his son a full refuah shalema and only good health.
This is the mother, and she came with him, and she had very extreme anxiety. The 180 casualties were here since the beginning of the campaign. Half of them were just in anxiety, and we can understand why she was in anxiety. Okay.
אנחנו מקווים שיהיה לך רפואה שלמה בקרוב.
Can you guys, if you had your, sorry, asking everybody to when it go out?
That we only have to do this for 48 hours, and that the people who have to live through this every day have to do it multiple times in a day. And I have trouble wrapping my mind around that. It's very disturbing.
This center provides all of the different kinds of play structures that you would find in a normal playground outside. But because when there's a red alert, 15 seconds isn't enough time for them to get off the equipment and find safety, we put it here for them.
We are in a playground, which also acts as a shelter. These children cannot play outside because of the danger. This area is a shelter, but they are able to continue to play and have fun and have joy in their life because of this wonderful facility.
I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. How are you?
אני אומרת שהסבל הוא גדול.
We are very proud that you come to Israel to share with us our problems and your solidarity to the Jewish people. And we wish you success, and it's very important to support Israel in this difficult time, and always that Israel is a part of yourself, it's a part of your heart and of our heart. Thank you being here, success in what you are doing, and Shalom, thank you so much.
Here we are on the hill overlooking Gaza. This has been a intense trip. We are on a solidarity mission with about 30 others from federations across North America to show our solidarity with the people of Israel. Gaza are sending rockets nonstop into populous areas of Israel and using the Palestinian people as shields, putting them in buildings, in mosques, in schools in front of them. It's a difficult situation, but the people of Israel will grow and survive. We will be with them in solidarity.
I'm struck by the great appreciation that every Israeli has shown to us, for us being here, for us showing our support, for us understanding what they've been going through, not just this past 7 days, but for months when the missiles are coming in and the media is not reporting on it. But we are here today to show them that we stand with them and stand behind them. As you can see over our shoulder, the close proximity to Gaza, to all these neighboring communities where people are living, where there are hospitals, where there are youth centers, where the kids just want to live a normal life and play like our children do back at home. And we take for granted sometimes the freedoms that we have. In Israel, they too want their freedoms and want their security. So I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be with a bunch of committed Jews from America. I look forward to seeing more sites and learning more about the turmoil that's being caused by these unrelenting rocket attacks that are coming across the border all hours of the day, every day of the week.
We're here in Sderot in a war situation room. We're about to meet the mayor of Sderot in a bunker underground.
First, I want to say thank you that you are here, because this is a dangerous place, really. What we can do in this situation? Here in Sderot, we decide that the answer to the Hamas is to continue to live. We open the school, we open the classroom of the children, we open the community center. And every day, when we wake up and decide to continue, this is the answer. In the evening, when I talk with my children before they go to sleep, and they ask me what you are doing, so I can share with them what you ask me. I can share with them that people come far away, and just because they want to share, to support them. It's very, very important.
A little personal note from Memphis. We have supported 2 Jewish agency programs here, Youth Futures and Neta, and we've done it in times where you haven't been under fire, and we continue to support you, unfortunately, when you're under fire. So stay strong, and we'll be there for you.
Well, this is unbelievable. We're really beginning to understand what so many of the residents, particularly in the southern part of Israel, are experiencing. And these people are heroes, absolute heroes.
Served as mayor of the Ark HaNegev Regional Council, been a member of Knesset, treasurer of the Jewish Agency, and all-around builder of Israel and the Jewish people. So with that, I'll turn things over to Shai. Thank you for being with us.
So, the first one to suffer and to carry it for many, many years are the children.
And what you are actually sitting here right now is the war room of the volunteers of the Center for Young Adults, providing assistance to those volunteers who are operating in the shelters.
We're about to walk into a bomb shelter. We're standing here in Sderot, and we're going to go and see the activities that are happening in this bomb shelter, and we're going to go and enjoy ourselves with the children, with the young volunteers that are partaking in the activities here.
Give me a hug.
לא מיני דברים שאפשר לעשות פה. רגע, אולי מתנדבות זה
Four. When you have doubles, you have to move 4 times.
I got one question.
Shalom. Stay safe, okay?
Me and I are fighting already. We're fighting already.
I just wanted to talk to you about the way the Jewish Agency is active during a time of crisis like this. We're active in 3 different ways. The first one is the Victims of Terror Fund. I want you to know when we give that check, we literally say to them, this is to show you that the Jews around the world are thinking of you. The second piece is the respite for children. The final category is psychological counseling or treatment for those Olim living in our absorption centers.
And Amigul is dealing, in fact, in 3 specific directions. The first one is public housing. The second one is senior citizen homes in Israel. Because you know, Bat-Yam, Hulon, Herzliya is under fire today. And we're trying to do our best.
Every apartment in Sderot,
all these
are bomb shelters. Every apartment in Sderot. Every apartment in Sderot. It will be a place that the people can go to sleep there, especially the children. You know that when we have finished building one of the bomb shelter, I went to visit this woman who was there. We call her Savta, grandmother. That was the first one that we have built. And she told me, you know, Yuval, my grandchild didn't come to visit me for 7 years. They didn't come to make Passover, the Seder, with me, because we were afraid that they will be here. And now we are in the 4th stage with the help of the Jewish Agency of giving us 44 million shekel in order to do it in another area. That's the house which was it. You will see this girl. That's what happened 10 days ago. But I can tell you that after 7 days, and you are going to be there, the family is again there.
I don't know how many times we have to hear from Israelis, and particularly Israelis here in the heart of this matzav, what it means for us to be here. So I don't want to do anything that I'm supposed to do. I'm not going to talk about the Jewish Agency. I'm not going to talk about the Jfna. I'm going to talk about, I sent home to the director of the day school where my grandchildren go, that Alan and I had come a month ago when we were staying instead of going back. And he wrote back to me and he said, Am Echad, we are one, is a wonderful slogan for raising money. And I remember campaigns built around Am Echad. But think what it means at a time like this, to try to talk about Am Echad in the presence of heroes of the Jewish people, like Aryeh and Yuval. When this last incident occurred, Yuval put food in the trunk of his car and went on Shabbat to Beersheba and took it to families who he knew were in trouble. What right do we have to Am Echad? What right do we have to say we are one? I'm going back tomorrow. You've come. It's a brilliant stroke of support and meaning. You can hear it. You can feel it being here. The mayor, everybody talks about the same thing. Sharansky was here last Thursday. He met a woman, an old woman, where we put the safety room in her house. The bomb hit, and she never knew the bomb hit. And he gave her a check for $1,300, like you said. Victims of Terror Fund. We helped put it together. But does it really matter on the edge? I mean, they're spending billions of shekels. What does our $10 million mean? Well, I'm telling you what it means is what you've seen today. What it means is for that woman, that was $1,300. You know what that means to her? To be able to leave that house and get back in a week? I'm in a real estate business. I'm a builder. I know how hard it is. I'd hire Yuval in 2 seconds. Not a beer, but I'd hire Yuval in 2 seconds. Really, it's just unbelievable what we have been able to do and make as an impact from Cleveland and from Pittsburgh and from New York and from Florida and from everywhere else, chutz la'aretz, all over the world. And that's what this partnership called the Jewish Agency is about. That's what the partnership called Jfna is about. And I don't think it matters, you know, if we need $10 million, we'll invest $10 million. You've heard enough today to know we'll invest it wisely. And if 2 weeks from today it's still going, we need to do more, we'll do more. And it's about what we do every day. It's about what we do every single day as one Jewish people, Am Echad. And it makes a difference that we are doing what we are doing where we live, like the Israelis are making a difference in where they live.
And the people was in the Mamad. Yes. And that's what saved their lives, thanks God. Otherwise, it's going to be a disaster. Thank God.
המצב פה מאוד מאוד מפחיד.
The situation here is scary.
אי אפשר לחיות פה באמת כמו שצריך.
And this isn't a normal way to live at all.
אנחנו הגענו מיום הולדת 5 של הבן שלי.
This happened to us in the night, she said. We had just come back from celebrating my son's 5th birthday.
הילדים נרדמו בחדרים שלהם ואני ישנתי בממ"ד.
So the kids, she sent them each to their rooms, and she sleeps in the safe room. Normally in Sderot, when there are sirens, her husband doesn't even get up anymore. They're so used to them that they're just like...
ובאותו יום הוא אמר עדן, זה כאילו אלוהים אמר לי, קום ותיקח את הרגליים שלך.
So she said on this particular occasion, it's like God said to me, get up, move your legs, and go. In the middle of the night, somehow that night, her older son got up and said that he was afraid to sleep alone and went in with her to the safe room.
ואז היה טבום.
Suddenly people started to gather, police and others.
וכשפתחנו את הדלת היה ריח של גז חזק.
So when they opened the door here to check what was going on, they smelled a very strong smell of gas.
מהר חטפנו את הילדים ויצאנו איתם, ברחתי לאמא שלי.
She took her 2 children and she ran immediately to her mother.
הילד שלי הגדול נכנס לפאניקה.
Her older son went into a panic.
הוא התחיל לבכות שאבא שלו מת.
Because the dad had stayed here to see what was going on, he started crying, my father has died.
וזהו, מאז אנחנו שבועיים בבית, לא יוצאים בכלל, כבר שבועיים.
So since this has happened about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, she says they have not left the house. The kids will not leave the house.
You have a much bigger family than just 2 boys and your husband.
שתדעי, יש לך משפחה יותר גדולה מעט ושתי הבנים ובעלך.
We feel, even though we live in the United States,
אפילו שאנחנו גרים בארצות הברית, אנחנו מרגישים
we feel that you are our family.
שאת המשפחה שלך.
That's why we come across and during even times when it's Adoms and whatnot, we come to say we care.
וזאת הסיבה שאנחנו טסים אפילו בימים כאלה, להגיד לך שאכפת לנו ושאנחנו מרגישים את הכאב שלך.
To say we are with you.
להגיד לך שאנחנו איתך.
And you will never be alone.
ואת לא תהיה לבד, תהיי לבד.
And with our partnership with the Jewish Agency,
עם השותפות של הסוכנות,
we feel privileged to be able
זכות שלנו להיות פה איתך.
to support and help like all family would.
תמוך כמו משפחה.
המון 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 תודה. Thank you very much.
She's very brave and very strong.
תודה רבה רבה לך, תבורך. המון 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 תודה. ביג ביג.
As a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, I cannot imagine the sea of emotions of which flood you at a time like this. I'm humbled at their strength and the small task that we're being challenged with, which is just to raise the money to make life a little bit easier for these people who are really being so terribly brave and so terribly threatened.
I'm currently standing in the Eshkol region in southern Israel. It's a region that is beautiful. The people are amazing. I'm on a kibbutz that started about 10-12 years ago with 100 people. And during those 10 or 12 years, being on the border of Gaza, these people have experienced and tolerated an incredible amount of challenge and disruption from terrorists out of Gaza. But the people themselves live with it and continue to thrive and grow. The kibbutz has basically doubled in the last 10 years. This is truly the story of
all of southern Israel, Sha'ar HaNegev, Sderot, Netivot, Ashdod, Ashkelon, Beersheba, that have been consistently under rocket attacks.
So for 13 years, they are bombing, shooting, sniping, digging tunnels, trying to come from above, from the sea now.
It's appropriate to sing it now, I think. So it's Nina Meitzam Katia Anani Lamechavya Nina Meitzam Katia Anani Lamechavya.
Imagine it. 5 years, your daughter slept in a mattress under your bed. And I think, you know, it's for her it's not normal for sure. For us also, and it's make all the family, you know, you get under pressure from this situation.
I would like to thank you so much for your support.
And I think you have it all wrong. We thank you. Don't thank us. We thank you. We thank all of you for creating this homeland and sustaining it for all of us, for the Jews all over the world, for generations to come. The least we can do is be here with you. The least we can do is provide whatever support we can provide, but we thank you. We thank you. I'm Cindy Shapira, and I'm with Dee Dee Feinberg. We're co-chairs of this solidarity mission for the Jewish Federations of North America. We've spent an unbelievable day visiting people who are living under fire, and that's the theme today. Families living under fire, people living under fire. What we've come away with, at least I can speak for myself, is the unbelievable admiration and love and pride that we take in the people of Israel, in the small way that we can offer support, ourselves being here or financially. It's never enough to acknowledge the unbelievable existence that they have and the way they're fighting for this country and, by extension, the Jewish people all over the world. And that's the lasting impression that I have, is that I'm thankful to them. I'm humbled. I'm humbled to be in this presence and to see what we've seen today from the hospital that we visited earlier in Bar Zolai, to Sderot, to Ashkelon. Everywhere we've been, we've seen examples of the Jewish people at their finest. And this is what we want to take back to the United States, to our communities, to let them know that the people of Israel are here for us, and they're putting up with this, and they're fighting this, and they're resilient, and it's for all of us.
The one thing that everyone has said without exception is that they will not leave this area, that is what the Gazans want, and if they leave, the Gazans will have won, and so they plan to stay no matter what. And that is what is most imperative to them. Their strength, their commitment, their passion is, their humility is absolutely inspiring.
Inspiring and truly humbling for those of us who have the privilege of being here, but being able to go back to our lives in 2 days.
For those of you at home, have the easy job. It's a call to action. It's a call to action both to help in whatever way we can financially and to be advocates to take this message so that people understand what it is that is going on here.
And I totally agree with what Dee Dee has said. This is our opportunity to bring to you as best we can, not just a description of what we're doing, but our own visceral response to what we're seeing and feeling. When we're sitting with a young woman with 2 young children who are so frightened by the constant rocket attacks and sirens going off that they will not leave their tiny apartment. She can't go to work, she can't do anything but be there and take care of these children. And here we are visiting her, and she's overwhelmed by that. I mean, that's just a pittance of what we can and we should be doing. And this is the time when we need to come together as the Jewish people to support Israel, because Israel is totally here for us and going through this for us, for the Jews.
We here as a Jewish Federation Solidarity Mission have really come to connect with the people of southern Israel who are getting the volume of rockets. And what we see is resiliency. We see strength. We see hope. And we see a determination that says we're going to continue to build the land of Israel, because that's how we win, that's how we tell our story. And we at Federations, it's so wonderful to be here to connect, to really see what the needs are, to see how we can be a part of this. And so we at our Solidarity Mission are really clear that we can make a difference. We can take the needs that are so clear in this time of challenge, where we can help children, we can help seniors and those with disabilities. We can help children that are in shelters all day have a wonderful and fun experience. And at the same time, we can encourage and stand shoulder to shoulder with the people of Israel by being here, by connecting with them, by hugging with them, by saying you're not alone. And right now we can do that together by giving to the emergency fund, by giving to the Stop the Sirens fund here to support what's happening, to support the people of Israel. We've seen it firsthand, but collectively, whether you see it firsthand through social media, through the newspapers, through your federation, through our eyes, we can all be a collective, because giving together and being a collective is only what federations can do. Federations are a collective, and as a collective, we can make this huge difference for the lives of the people of Israel.